Bhakti Isopanisad. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavams Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadhavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Samana Lila Shri Vishakam Shuklam Shyam Namah Vishnu Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinam Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prasarine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini Namo Mahadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauravitvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Shirada Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Manupamani Balabhadra Subhadra Bhyam Jagannathanayate Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Devitarinam. So text 18 today. Angenaya Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yuyodhava Smaj Juhuranam Meno Bhuyishtam Te Nama Uktim Vidhema. O my Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, now I offer you all obeisances, falling on the ground at your feet. O my Lord, please lead me to the right path, on the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions of my past sins so that there will be no hindrance to my progress. By surrendering to the Lord and praying for His causeless mercy, the devotee can progress on the path of self-realization, complete self-realization. The Lord is addressed as fire because He can burn anything to ashes, including the sins of the surrendered souls. As described in the previous mantras, the real or ultimate aspect of the Absolute is His feature as the personality of Godhead. And His impersonal Brahman feature is a dazzling covering over His face. Fruitive activities or karma-kanda path of self-realization is the lowest stage in this endeavor. As soon as such activities even slightly deviate from the regulative principles of the Vedas, they are transformed into vikarma or acts after the interest of the actor, against the interest of the actor. Such vikarma is enacted by the illusion living entity simply for sense gratification, and thus such activities become hindrance on the path of self-realization. Self-realization is possible in the human form of life, but not in other forms. There are 84 lakh species or forms of life, of which the human form, qualified by the Brahmanical culture, presents the only chance to obtain knowledge of transcendence. Brahmanical culture includes truthfulness, sense control, forbearance, simplicity, full knowledge and full faith in God. It is not that one simply becomes proud of his high parentage. Just as being born, the son of a big man affords one a chance to become a big man. So being born, the son of a Brahmana gives one a chance to become a Brahmana. But such a birthright is not everything, for one still has to attain the Brahmanical qualifications for himself. As soon as one becomes proud of his birth as a son of a Brahmana and neglects to acquire the qualifications of a Brahmana, he at once becomes degraded and falls from the path of self-realization. Thus his life's mission as a human being is defeated. In the Bhagavad Gita 6:41-42, we are assured by the Lord that the yoga brashtas of the fallen souls fallen from the path of self-realization are given a chance to rectify themselves by taking birth either in the families of good Brahmanas or in the families of rich merchants. Such births afford higher chances for self-realization. If these chances are misled due to illusion, one loses the good opportunity of human life afforded by the Supreme Lord. The regulative principles are such that one who follows them is promoted from the platform of fruitive activities to the platform of transcendental knowledge. After many lifetimes of cultivating transcendental knowledge, one becomes perfect when he surrenders unto the Lord. This is the general procedure. But one who surrenders at the very beginning, as recommended in this mantra, at once surpasses all the preliminary stages simply by adopting this devotional attitude. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord at once takes charge of such a surrendered soul and frees him from all the reactions of his sinful activities. There are many sinful reactions involved in karma kanda activities, whereas in jnana kanda, the path of philosophical development, the number of such sinful activities is smaller. But in devotional service to the Lord, the path of bhakti, there is practically no chance of incurring sinful reactions. One who is a devotee of the Lord attains all the good qualifications of the Lord himself. What to speak of those of a Brahmana? A devotee automatically attains the qualifications of an expert Brahmana, authorized to perform sacrifices, even though the devotee may not have taken his birth in a Brahmana family. Such is the omnipotence of the Lord. He can make a man born in a Brahmana family as degraded as a low-grade, low-born dog-eater. And he can make a low-born dog-eater superior to a qualified Brahmana simply on the strength of devotional service. Since the omnipotent Lord is situated within the heart of everyone, he can give directions to his sincere devotees by which they can attain the right path. Such directions are especially offered to the devotee, even if he desires something else. As far as others are concerned, God gives sanction to the doer only at the risk of the doer. But in the case of a devotee, the Lord directs him in such a way that he never acts wrongly. The Srimad Bhagavatam says, Swapadamulam bhajata priyasya Tvaktanyen bhavasya hariparesha vikarma yachot patitam prathanchid dhunoti sarvam visannivishta. The Lord is so kind to the devotee who is fully surrendered to his lotus feet, that even though the devotee sometimes falls into the entanglement of vikarma, acts against the Vedic directions, the Lord at once rectifies such mistakes from within his heart. This is because the devotees are very dear to the Lord. In this mantra of Shri Isopanisad, the devotee prays to the Lord to rectify him from within his heart. To err is human. A conditioned soul is often very apt to commit mistakes. And the only remedial measure to take against such unintentional sins is to give oneself up to the lotus feet of the Lord, so that He may guide one to avoid such pitfalls. The Lord takes charge of fully surrendered souls. Thus all problems are solved simply by surrendering oneself unto the Lord and acting The Lord takes charge of fully surrendered souls. Thus all the problems are solved simply by surrendering oneself unto the Lord and acting in terms of His directions. Such directions are given to the sincere devotee in two ways. One is by the way of the saints, scriptures and the spiritual master, and the other is by way of the Lord Himself who resides within the heart of everyone. Thus the devotee, fully enlightened with Vedic knowledge, is protected in all respects. Vedic knowledge is transcendental and cannot be understood by mundane educational procedures. One can understand the Vedic mantras only by the grace of the Lord and the spiritual master. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru. If one takes shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, it is to be understood that he has obtained the grace of the Lord. The Lord appears as the spiritual master for the devotee. Thus the spiritual master, the Vedic injunctions and the Lord Himself from within all guide the devotee in full strength. In this way, there is no chance for a devotee to fall down into the mire of material illusion. The devotee, thus protected all around, is sure to reach the ultimate destination of perfection. The entire process is hinted at this mantra, and Bhagavatam explains it further. Hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord is itself an act of piety. The Lord wants everyone to hear and chant His glories, because He is the well-wisher of all living beings. By hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, one becomes cleansed of the undesirable things, and then one's devotion becomes fixed upon the Lord. At this stage, the devotee acquires the Brahmanical qualifications and the effects. And the effects of the lower modes of nature, that is passion and ignorance, are completely vanish. The devotee becomes fully enlightened by virtue of his devotional service, and thus he comes to know so at this stage, the devotee acquires Brahmanical qualifications and the effects of the lower modes of nature, passion and ignorance, completely vanish. The devotee becomes fully enlightened by virtue of his devotional service, and thus he comes to know the path of the Lord and the way to attain him. As all the doubts diminish, he becomes a pure devotee. Presents the Bhaktivedanta purpose to Sri Isopanisad, the knowledge that brings one nearer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Generally, a living entity is maddened by false ego. And being maddened by false ego, actually, a living entity, he feels that. So false ego in a materialistic outlet is, the person feels that I can control the whole world. I am very great, I have a lot of caliber. This is false ego, actually. Therefore I can solve my problems. And therefore we see that a person many times his thought process goes in newer and newer deviated fashions. But one feels that I will do my own, is it not? Like that. The materialistic mind embarks upon newer and newer deviated territories. That's what has been the history of the world as well. Just like Lord Chaitanya came 500 years before, but then the whole movement was so many deviations. Aula Baula, Saki Beki. All these apasampradaya. Deviated. नित्य मिले ना भूलामो गौर मिले ना क्यों ठीक ना हले sadhana है ना so the sadhana is not proper, neither one will get nitai nor one will get gaur है ना the sadhana has to be proper actually. Deviated patterns actually, is it not? This is materialistic mind actually. Simply bewildering the living entity. Prabhupada explains the path of bhakti so easily. What is supposed to be done is given to us. What we are going to experience as we progress the path is also given to us. If the recipe is given, the ingredients are given, what is the need to unnecessarily try out newer and newer trajectories? Is it not? That is the point. What is the need to unnecessarily try out newer and newer trajectories? Is it not? The recipe is giving, just follow and relish. But the materialistic mindset makes his own model like that. So you see, this is bewilderment, you know. This is how the living entity gets bewildered actually. Anywhere and everywhere this is a pattern actually. This is not. The materialistic mindset, you know. Just like Prabhupada has defined, you know, what is morning program? Very simple, is it not? What is the point in making newer and newer models of morning program, you know? Right? You see, this is, what is the point in making newer and newer models of morning program, you know? That okay, morning program means Shikshashtakam, 2 rounds chanting, you know, going into Samadhi, coming back, you know, sometimes not coming back, you know. Morning program means, you know, Mangal Arati, you know, half Narsing Arati, you know, and finish, you know, or it means this, or it means that, or it means, you know, Mangal Arati, Prasad, Tulsi Arati, you know, finish, you know. So, where is the scope of making different models, you know, like that, you know? Morning program means 3:45 to 8:45 full attendance. Very simple, is it? Or 3 rounds and then WhatsApp and then some other rounds, you know. Yeah. So that is the point actually. Similarly, everywhere. This is just like, this is just like, this is just like these deviated patterns, in a colossal way it becomes deviated patterns actually. So this is the mind creating havoc unnecessarily in our lives, is it not? And sometimes the mind says that a spiritual intensity is difficult to take up. Let's take it up slowly, But actually, if you observe material energy is 100 times, 1,000 times more rigorous than spiritual energy. That way. We may say a service is difficult, we may say, too much bhakti and all that, but what is material energy, Just to get money for survival, one has to struggle and slog so hard. Morning till night. Is it? Just to get some survival crumbs, that's all. Just to get some survival crumbs actually. So, what is one doing? The material energy, one has to fully surrender. No issues, no questions only entertained, is it not? No terms and conditions only, that way, is it not? So everything is like that. But then, so therefore actually, when one is madly, running behind material energy, to get some basic survival instincts, satisfied, like that. So therefore, a sadhaka should understand that let me heartily give my heart to practicing the principles given in the Shastras actually. Life is very tough actually. At every moment there are so many bewilderments which may come on the living entity. Like that. So one can get deviated actually. The deviations are so prominent actually. Therefore, a devotee, a sadhaka, should come to his senses understanding that yes, this path of devotional service should not be performed. Our life should not be undertaken simply on my own mental understandings of what is right, what is wrong. My own speculative understandings of what is right and what is wrong. We will get bewildered, we will lose this crest jewel of bhakti actually, and we will get entangled more and more and more. Let me just follow. Let me learn. Let me accept actually. So at every stage in devotional service, there are chances, very strong chances of getting swayed off. Very strong chances of getting swayed off, because wherever the mind comes in between, it creates a damage. Wherever we give scope to the mind, it takes one away. The mind is like this manthara. In a beautiful loving relationship, in a festive celebration, the mind will create havoc in twisting the attitude, the vision, and like that. Simple, bhakti is simple, but the mind makes it so complicated. Dealings are simple, the mind makes it so complicated. The simple dealings are based on service attitude. We just be in the mood of serving Vaishnavas, is it not? And reduce your expectations from them, increase your service to them. Simple actually, but the mind makes it very complicated. No, I have done this much, he has reciprocated not that much, The mind makes it very complicated. So wherever this mind gets involved actually, it complicates. That is the point actually. So the problem is, you see, the whole point is like this, that suppose, the problem is one thinks that the exams or the life, exams in life are going to be a class nursery question paper, which we can solve very easily. But actually the question paper of life is not nursery question paper, which is not. If it is nursery question paper, very easy, 2 into 2 equal to what? 12 plus 12 is what? So then one can solve it. But then, when the question paper is tough, then people understand, I cannot solve it myself. It's too tough. Just like JEE, people understand, I cannot crack it myself. It's not that one can sit in his home and say, okay, JEE, and type JEE on Google and whatever he gets, and then make a plan of study and crack it. Hardly, very few people can do it. A person understands, I cannot do it. Then a person looks for help, support, guidance. And then he follows like that. He follows. Like our devotees were saying that in their Puralia coaching, one of the parents were telling, they are pushing the principle that let them to come for coaching in the holidays also. Why waste time? This 2 months means so many ranks will go down. Suppose supposed to get 500 ranks, and you may get 800, 900. Supposed to get 1000, you may get 3000. In 2 months, what waste time? So they are pushing the principle. You better keep the school open, you better keep the mess open, and you better allow them to teach in May, June, like that. And then the parents say the principal does not agree. We'll send our son to you in Kharagpur. He'll stay with you and he'll whatever you want. You like that. You see, a person understands, he cannot do it himself. It's tough. It's not possible. It is foolishness to be egoistic there. That no, I can do it. I will crack it. I can make gold out of sand. So this type of, so that is the point. It's a tough exam actually. It's a tough exam, is it not? So as life progresses, the problem is not that there is one chocolate how to divide between three and I don't want to give it to anybody. The question exam is not so easy as that. It becomes very tough. It becomes very complicated actually. And therefore, one needs to understand, let's come together. Let's take guidance. Let us just follow. The channelization of intelligence should be how to remain committed. The channelization of intelligence should not be to find loopholes. The channelization of intelligence should be how to apply more and more rigorously and not how to escape like that. So that's the point actually. So people have to give up their egoistic notions and come together actually. Like it is explained in the history, then these outside conquerors, they could not conquer the Dravidian Empire. And the Dravidian Empire had a lot of discrepancies among themselves. There were the Shaivites, there were the Madhvas, like that. And there were these Shankaras and the Madhvas, like that. So the Vaishnavas and the Shaivites, and one of them will write a book and on an elephant procession, they would send the book to the other person, smashing their conceptions, and they will send back, and this type of loving reciprocation will take place. But then they understood there is outside attack. Then even the impersonalists and the Madhva followers, they understood that okay, we will fight later. At this point of time, we have to be united as one force actually. So one has to humble down. This is a very tough exam, because if we survive, then we can fight. But there is no survival, where is the question of fight? Okay, if survival is there, if prasadam is there, one has taken sufficient prasad, water is kept beside him, like that, then one can fight, provided he is sure that the next meal is also coming, is it not? But if there is no prasad only, then what is the point in fighting? First make prasad, then take prasad, then make the next prasad, in between if you have space you can fight, is it not? So that is the point actually, one has to humble down. So mental energy very dangerous, because the exams are very tough. And then the exam is, just like in research, many times they don't dare to do research alone. So you will be smashed, you will be blank, it doesn't hit, nothing will move, like that. So they collaborate. They say, okay, I am good at this, no problem, but I will give you a name in research, but you are good at that, then you help me, is it not? That way, they collaborate. It's a tough exam. Similarly, we see, then there are open problems in this world, open challenges in this world, which nobody in mankind has solved till now. Just because they don't surrender to Krishna, like that, So, as such, Krishna has solved everything, but why do we need to take the name that we have solved it? Is it not? But anyways, there are open problems and open challenges. At that time, everyone has to bend down on his knees. And the problems are even more tougher. Simple collaborations also don't work, like that. Like sometimes one feels, okay, sense gratification, I will not do alone, I will create association and do sense gratification, like that, So sometimes, you have to do association and do sense gratification, like that. So now that is not going to work out actually, because you see, the problem is even more tough. Then mankind has to bend down on his knees and then go and fall down at the feet of Mother Nature and look for some clues in nature. Can I get some clue to drive this? Can I get some clue to solve this problem? And if you see, a big portion of modern of researches which have been performed are simply taking clues from Mother Nature, is it not? In a fully surrendered fashion, Without that, no intelligence, no research, is it not? So that is the point actually. That this bewilderment in this material world is so rampant. How does one save oneself? So this is not a nursery exam. Going from material world to spiritual world is not a nursery exam actually, it's a very tough exam. Therefore one has to keep the dictates of his mind aside. Then let me shut down all these bogus channels, of what is comfortable, what is liking, what is not liking, what appeals, what doesn't appeal. And let me try to sincerely connect and follow. That is the point actually, which is explained. So therefore, Isopanisad 18, the last verse of Sri Isopanisad, is pointing out to this very important directive that in this world it is very difficult to stay on in Krishna consciousness. It is very difficult to go on. So many illusions, so many provocations, so many attachments every now and then. And what is a recluse? There is no way at any step we may get a tight slap from Maya and out we fly, Actually, this is material energy, very dangerous actually. Very, very dangerous. So Prabhupada used to say that one should be fearful of material energy. One should be fearful that I am not spending my energy in serving Krishna, and that energy is being released in the service of Maya. It's such a dangerous position actually. And Maya will grab. And one will become entrapped so deeply actually. So therefore, as a sadhaka, one should not play around with the instructions given in the scriptures. One should not play around with the verdict of the Shastras actually. Rather, one should be fearful of material energy, and in that fear, take very strong shelter of these principles. Take very strong shelter of Dharma. Take very strong shelter of the Lord. The devotees, like that. And here Sri Isopanisad is pointing out this devotee's prayer. This is his constant prayer of the devotee actually. The sincere sadhaka who is trying everything. But then at the back of his heart, at the root of his heart, there is this constant prayer, this sincerity of connectivity to Krishna. That, oh my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. This is the only consciousness which can save us and protect us from getting swayed off actually. And this is the devotee's constant prayer. Sri Isopanisad is pointing out that this is the prayer which will help us stay on. And we are praying to the Lord always. That, oh Krishna, please show me the right path and let me not make wrong decisions in my life. One wrong decision and we are finished. What will we do with titillations and some illusory sparks which material energy creates if progressively our bhakti is not developing, if progressively we are not going in bhakti? So therefore a devotee's constant prayer that, oh my Lord, please guide me so that I don't get bewildered. Maya comes in so many forms. Even in devotional service, Maya appears and pops out and engulfs us, captures us completely. The bhakti is going on very nicely and properly, and all of a sudden Maya comes and he eats us up actually. So therefore a devotee's prayer actually that, oh Krishna, please lead me on the right path, and the devotee should be attentive with his eyes and ears open. That yes, what is the lesson I am learning? What is the lesson I am learning? And Krishna, Prabhupada explains, so Krishna helps from within. And Krishna helps in the form of saints, in the form of Shastras, in the form of... so one should be attentive to hear. One should be attentive to get the lessons actually. And in this way, one will be protected actually. In this way one will be protected. It's a very tough exam actually. But then Krishna guarantees that we will pass. But we remain connected to the Supreme Lord. This is Isopanishads ending note actually. And the devotee is constantly praying, oh Krishna, let me not get deviated. Let me not get swayed off. Please show me, what is the right path. Please, I can get some clues. And then the devotee is very awake and attentive. Okay, who is speaking? What devotees are speaking? Is there anything which I am doing wrong? Can I rectify? Can I change myself? Can I mold myself? I want to remain on this track of service to Krishna. This relationship, this mercy is the most important thing which has happened in my life, and I don't want to lose it eternally. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantraj Isopanishad ki jai. So this completes the Isopanishad. So we request devotees to solve the long answer questions. So out of 5, 3 questions to be solved like that. And next class we will resume from Bhagavad Gita chapter 11. Hare Krishna.
Not in Bhagavad Gita as for never Bhakti understood. And I promise that the devotee will never fall down, no matter what.
So as long as one remains a devotee, one will never fall down. If you remain subservient to the Lord,